Well, going back to the story that we've been tracking very closely, these are the exclusive details we are getting in the case that has been registered by the Central Bureau of Investigation on the instructions of the Ministry of Home Affairs against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey as well as ex-NSE head Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan. On your screens, images of Sanjay Pandey. His residence was also searched by the Central Bureau of Investigation. In fact, about 18 locations where these searches have been carried out, including Mumbai, Pune, Lucknow, Kota. These are places where the searches have been carried out. The allegation that has been levelled against the former Mumbai Police Commissioner is of illegal phone tapping. In fact, details that we are picking up right now. The kind of tapping that was actually done by this particular private firm which goes by the name ISEC Securities Private Limited, is a company that has been linked to Sanjay Pandey. In fact, this very company was actually roped in by Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan to carry out illegal phone tapping. We are given to understand that the phone tapping was essentially done to find out whether at all employees were basically indulging in insider trading or not. In fact, what's even more interesting here is that the time period, it is between 2009 and 2017, the very period when the co-location scam actually broke out. We are given to understand the moment this scam actually broke out, the phone tapping had been stopped. Questions essentially now being raised as to how exactly did a private firm carry out such kind of a surveillance which only state agencies were capable of, raising questions about the role of a serving IPS officer like that of Sanjay Pandey. In fact, let's put out details of the recoveries that have been made, and also we are being told that in all likelihood, a top business journalist will also be called in for questioning, someone who's actually played the role of helping this very company that's come under the scanner of bagging the contract. Let's also bring in my colleague Niranjan, who's going to join us in a short while from now, is what I'm being told. In fact, the details that you're seeing right now on your screens. Let's just take you through some of the details of the recovery. First, the recovery that has been made, payment receipts to the company that has been backed by Sanjay Pandey. Second, the Central Bureau of Investigation has now received voice samples of the recording. Third, original transcripts of the recording have been recovered. RAID servers along with 2 laptops from the premises of ISEC services have been recovered, which basically contains incriminating evidence of phone tapping of 4 MTNL lines, with each line accommodating about 30 calls at a time. Here, what's important to point out is that the snooping basically coincides with the NSE co-location scam that is between 2009 and 2017. The call recording, interestingly, was actually stopped the moment this NSE scam actually broke out. Now, the latest details that is emerging is that the machines that were basically used for the recording were actually disposed of by the National Stock Exchange. They were given it for the e-waste. Question here is that how is it that an IPS officer, a serving IPS officer, can be associated with this firm in the first place? Secondly, carry out this kind of a surveillance which only state agencies are capable of. Third, certain private auditing firms, they did not come across such details of the kind of phone tapping that was being done. So questions also being raised about the audit firm which was roped in by the National Stock Exchange. So what exactly was happening? Why exactly was Sanjay Pandey roped in? We are given to understand that he was roped in by Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi Narayan. There's also an involvement of a business journalist who could be called in for questioning in the days to come. That's the latest that we are picking up. It only means more trouble for Sanjay Pandey because there are original transcripts of the recording which have now been seized by the Central Bureau of Investigation. In what we are being told is that apart from this, there are also discrepancies that they have found in some of the transcripts and the recordings that have come into the picture. There have been also discrepancies in the audit that was done by a particular firm. Let me bring in my colleague Alisha, who's joining us on this broadcast. Alisha, some interesting details now emerging from the searches that have been carried out, exclusive details with Republic TV. Let's first take our viewers through the searches that have been carried out.
Well, yes, Shobhan, we know the Central Bureau of Investigation in an NSE case where have carried out searches at 18 premises, 18 locations, what we have been told, and that has been mentioned in the press release as well. But what information that the massive illegal phone tapping, the information that you managed to gather from your sources, if I read out the information that we have the exclusive details of recovery, which mention about the payment received to company backed by Sanjay Pandey, who is a former Mumbai police commissioner, voice sample of recording, original transcript of the recording, and the fourth important is RAID server along with 2 laptops from the premises of ISEC Services Private Limited containing incriminating evidence of phone tapping of 4 MTNL lines, with each line accommodating 30 calls at a time. So these are the details. The more if I read over the exclusive detail that is being accessed by Republic TV, which says that CBI suspect that the duo, that is Chitra Ramakrishna and Ravi, wanted to find if the employees were discussing or they are leaking exchange related information. Sanjay Pandey back company ISEC Services received around 4.45 crore as a contract amount. What is important to know that the phone tapping coincide with the NSE co-location scam period between 2009 to 2017. What is also very important to know that call recording was stopped when co-location scam broke out. So these are the information that you managed to get, the exclusive information from your sources, which clearly show the link, and which is why Sanjay Pandey has been called in even by Enforcement Directorate. He was questioned in the same case, and now what we managed to get the information. And if you know, the CBI that has already conducted searches at 18 premises in link with the cases, whether it is in Mumbai or whether it is Pune and other many other places where the searches was conducted. So it is very important to know what exactly the link when being in a service, being an IPS officer. This was the company where the private company ISEC Service Private Limited was made use for the phone tapping, and which is why Sanjay Pandey is under the CBI scanner. And also what we got to know that it's a top businessman journalist who is also under the scanner of the agency, which is all likelihood to be called in for questioning in the same case.
Well, thank you very much, Alicia, for getting us the latest details. Undoubtedly, questions being raised about the role that has been played by former Mumbai Police Commissioner Sanjay Pandey, and how exactly did he have access to this kind of recording that was done of the NSE employees.